Neil Dwight has one of the most hazardous jobs at Vic Roads. For over 20 years, Neil has been attempting to keep the freeways cleared and the traffic flowing.
It is damn dangerous. Put your lights on, your aero boards on, and everyone's still got to do 100, 110 k's. It just makes me furious.
This is Vic Roads Traffic Control and Communications Centre. With over 130 cameras monitoring Melbourne's traffic, operators like Flo De Gendi have seen it all.
All right, I'll speak to you later then.
With the average motorist, very short-tempered. They would like to get basically from point A to point B in no time. But as far as the freeways go, I suppose, unfortunately, there's so many cars and the freeway can only sort of handle so much traffic. So when you've got, say, 5,000 cars all wanting to go the same direction, it's a bit hard if the freeway can't cope.
If you look at the freeway now, look how many people are driving past us. There's one person in the car. So you've got to find a balance of public transport and roads. That'll happen. It'll eventually come.
Mick Vandervreed is one person determined to correct the imbalance between roads and public transport. The Victorian government has just released its environment effects statement for the new Scoresby freeway system. It runs through Mick's suburb and he believes his neighbourhood is at risk.
A lot of work being done on this one. I haven't seen any detailed plans of the rail link and the tram link at this stage though. I'm not sure whether they actually exist.
Mick lives in Knox, in the heart of Melbourne's suburban sprawl. It is a growing area with heavy traffic and poor public transport. The state government is proposing to build the new freeway because it sees this as the solution to the increasing traffic problems. Mick's local council has been asked by the government to vote for one of the options they have proposed in the Scoresby Environment Effects Statement. Although the statement was meant to consider improved public transport, it has only detailed 4 road options, and its focus is the freeway.
These 4 options, of course, are exactly what we're expecting.
Mick has called in Paul Mees, a well-known public transport crusader, for advice.
Number 1, I love this one, the base case. Do nothing. So nobody uses public transport, just like now. The traffic builds up and that one's completely hopeless. Fantastic, you know. Option 2, no one uses public transport and they widen some roads and build a little bit of the Scoresby freeway, and that's hopeless too. Fantastic. Option 3, they say, but we'll put some extra public transport in. But the point is, they are assuming that they won't get one extra passenger by extending that rail line. So then they say, well, it'd be a waste of money, wouldn't it? Well, it would if nobody used it. That's true. And then you get over to option 4, and again...
So is there any thought in here at all about actually trying to attract people onto public transport?
Each one of these 4 options assumes that nobody uses public transport. So option 4 is the one that wins, which is build the whole of the Scoresby freeway, because if no one's using public transport and the traffic's building up and getting worse and worse, the only one that looks like it's going to offer any relief is the one with the freeway in it. What you need to have is an option in which you get more people onto public transport. There isn't one. This is option 5. Well, they never put option 5 in. Well, I don't think the sort of slightly green, wedgy, mud brick hippie councils are enough by themselves to swing it, but if we can get Knox on side, I reckon that might be enough to turn it over.
Bruce Cohenboy is employed by Knox Council. He is their head traffic engineer and he's the man in the hot seat. In 14 days, the council must vote on one of the freeway options. Bruce has been given the critical job of consulting with local business and community groups to prepare an impartial report in time for the council vote.
Just at the moment, I'm a little bit lost. We need to find the right area. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. You well? Yes, back into it. At the moment, all keyed up to make certain we get the Scoresby rolling.
Yeah, what's happening with the Scoresby at the moment?
Well, the EES is out at the moment, and hopefully we'll be able to get strong support for it and the government to put their hand up, because that's the major transport link that we really need out there.
In Melbourne, freeways currently make up around 0.94% of our total road length. We are moving rapidly to close the major gaps in our freeway system. Car ownership and mobility clearly contributes to making Melbourne one of the most livable cities in the world.
Put all the design in freeways you like, but you come back to people. The human factor is unpredictable. You can't design for it, it's impossible.
This is Lucy in the Sky for Gold FM Traffic, and all the major runs are building back steadily now. We are at peak mode, but we've got a huge samozzel at the moment on the southeastern arterial. It's just banking traffic right back to Burke Road at the moment.
He's right in the place I don't want him to be, because it's hard, no way of getting to him except just sitting in the traffic.
We don't know what to do at this stage because we're not sure what the problem may be. He might get going by the time Neil gets there, but we have to wait and see.
I'm just coming up to the B-double now. Be out of the vehicle on the mobile. What are you doing?
You haven't got any fuel on you, have you? No, my wife's coming over here.
How far away? Where should I come from? All right. Okay.
This truck out the diesel, how far is the diesel? His wife's bringing it. Oh, mate, he's causing absolute traffic chaos.
Yeah, I mean, even by the time we get a heavy haulage here, she's going to be nearly here too. Yeah, and let the radio stations know. Okay, mate. Thank you. Bye. There's a quicker way to go.
This is Lucy in the Sky on the southeastern arterial. Now we've got a large semi-trailer that's actually run out of diesel. Somebody's gone to fetch the jerry can. Best idea actually is to get off at Burke Road if you can, because it's the left-hand lane at the Punt Road overpass and it's a complete nightmare. Avoid it if you can. Or if you
We're coming onto the southeastern arterial. This particular freeway runs into the city and is, you know, in the past been called the southeastern car park. You know, I think the intentions are always good there, to try and deal with massive traffic volumes and keep things moving, but the fact of the matter is that you're never going to be able to do that because they're always going to fill to capacity. Freeways just fill up. We've got to stop putting the band-aids on, we've got to clean up the sores.
Not so small when you consider a B-double weighing 60 tonnes or more, and he's run out of diesel. I mean, it's just silly, irresponsible. He's caused havoc. So, what do you do? Damned if I know.
If we just go around the table of the committee members, simply to give a view on which option and what mix and match to put forward.
And one of my feelings is that we are an environmental advisory committee and really we should be focusing on the environmental argument within this Scoresby Transport Corridor. And
So do we just go option one, pack up and go home? I mean, we've got to look at all the alternatives, Mick, and look at the impacts of the economic requirements as well in this committee. That's why we've got a balanced committee which consists of environmentalists as well as business people.
Well, that's your opinion.
I'd like to take up a point and just develop something Mick said, but in a different way, I guess. And that is that my commuter hat says, Butte, let's go for option 4. But the other hat, which is what we're here for, says, blimey, we're going to take away 18 hectares of native vegetation, we're going to have an impacts on groundwater, we're going to put up greenhouse gases 18.5%, and I think that's where we actually have to come back to it. You know.
So if you were to have your recommendation from the KS with respect to this, what would it be?
In terms of options?
Options.
As far as I'm concerned, the KS is concerned, there is not one option there that interests us. The do nothing option, which is option 1, is what we would prefer, with the added extras of the rail link to Roval and the tram link down Knox City. And we believe, give that a go.